I suck in chess. I've never played chess, and if I played those two games, I lost them against the bots. I'm tired of being dumb, so I asked a friend, Alessia, to teach me how to be good in chess. And we have a challenge. In 30 days, I have to get to 1000 elo, starting from, I think I'm at 200.
All right,
Then I'm
Julia,
very happy
let's
too.
go.
In the previous video, we've learned about pieces of chess, how they move, what power does a bishop have in a corner compared to the center, compared to the side, same for the knight. And then we learned the 3 steps that we have to keep in mind at the very beginning of the game, which are, we want to reach that center. Second is, I want to develop the pieces. So I want to develop the knight. If I'm moving a pawn, I have to be careful that I'm moving it in a way that it doesn't block another piece from developing later on. And then third, castle.
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay.
And today I'm going to teach you how to give checkmate when you are left with just 2 rooks, or with just a queen, or with just a rook. And then we will learn a general technique of how to solve checkmate in 1 puzzles, because from now on you're going to be obsessed about starting to do puzzles, and then you will get started to practice on solving lots of puzzles. Try to give me mate. So you have to try to get to this king.
I would do this.
Okay, I'll move my king away.
I would do this.
I'll go back here.
All right.
It's all good.
Wait, no.
Okay, that's a check. That's nice. I will go back.
No, that's stupid. That's stupid.
Okay, let's go back. You can try again.
Okay.
No problem.
I'm gonna move it here.
That's
Okay.
great. That's mate, Julia. That's checkmate.
mate?
You're giving a check.
Oh, nice.
The king cannot
nice.
move there because they are controlled by the queen, and
Yeah.
the rook is controlling all the squares in front. You see, the rook is controlling all those squares, and the queen is controlling all these squares. Nice, amazing. All right, so now I will tell you like what is the technique. I think you found already a nice path. So usually what you want, you have 2 pieces that are controlling all the squares. So what you want is to first bring a rook here to cut all these squares away from the king. So you will bring the rook there, the king moves, and then you bring the king there, the rook there. You are saying the king is now left just to those 2 ranks, the 7th and the 8th. And then you bring the other piece to give a check. So you go for this. You need to bring a piece to give a check on this.
To give a check out to the...
On the 7th rank. Okay, give a check. And there we go. You brought the queen to the 7th rank. Perfect. Now, basically, the king cannot go up because there is the rook. So the king has to go down. And now you keep doing it.
I can just do this.
Exactly. The queen is cutting the king, and you're giving checkmate with the rook. This is basically called staircase. Now, the most precise way to do this, I will show you, is to basically bring the queen and the rook like this.
Okay.
Because then you can just do bim, boom, bam, boom, bam. I mean, you can just alternate them. So, for example...
If the king was a little bit like higher up.
Okay, let's do this. I mean, it's the same. Go ahead, Julia.
So I would just do this. Then this. Then this. This.
It's kind of easy, huh?
Yeah.
GG's. That's how you do it.
Nice.
All right, let's make it a bit harder because it's going to be the same technique, that is the staircase, but it's going to be this time with 2 rooks. And the difference is that the rooks, when they are on the side, you try to apply the same technique that we saw before.
So it would be this.
All right, the king moves.
And then I do this.
Exactly. And now the
But
problem is that...
if I did this, you could eat it.
Exactly. The queen behind the rook is protecting the rook, so that's very automatical. Instead here, every time that the king is too close, you just have to bring the rook to the other side as far away as possible. So what would you do here?
Here I would do this.
All right.
And then
Also, the
I
rook
would
don't have to be exactly next to each other. The important is that you block progressively the next file, you know, and you bring the king towards the corner. So you don't have to bring the rook here in order to bring it there. But the important is that you start to push the king always backwards towards the edge. Perfect.
So then this.
Very good, because if not, the rook would have been hanging.
And then I do this.
Right?
It has to go back. And then I can still do this. And then in the next one, I move it to the side.
Perfect, Julia. That's great.
Okay. And then here I cannot go on with that one, so I also have to move this one.
Perfect.
And then I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this.
There we go.
Okay.
That's how you do it.
Okay.
This is the staircase. Now we move to the second technique, that is the box.
Okay.
Let's go. So the box is a technique that helps you to give mate when you are left with your king and either just the queen or just the rook.
Okay.
So you don't have two pieces. So here you have 3 checkmates. Can you find them all in one move?
I could do this.
Perfect. Can you tell me
So
why
then-
this is checkmate?
Because the queen is gonna take this line, like
Yes.
so the king has to move only in the front, but the front is covered by the king. So
Perfect. All the
king is
squares in
gonna
the front
take-
are
yeah.
controlled by the king. All right, so this is one checkmate. What is another one?
We can move on the king, and it's covered by the queen, so he cannot. No, wait. Can he eat it? No.
No, it's not legal to actually place your king in a square where it can be hanging. So the king can just look there from one square. But it was a genius idea, actually.
Thank you.
I mean, this king has 7 checkmate, actually. Like, if that wouldn't be like illegal, you know, if it would be just illegal to take the opponent king, then that would be right. But no, unfortunately, we cannot.
So the next one could be that. Oh, we can still do the kiss of
Yeah.
the kiss.
Yes. So we have
Because of
1,
that.
we have 2, and there is a third one.
Third one. Oh yeah. They'll come. Same concept, but we can still go there.
Exactly. Exactly, perfect.
Okay.
At the end, this is just a stretch, just to see all the possibility, to start to get familiar with the piece movement. And in general, in order to achieve, to get to this position, where do we have to bring the king?
On the side of the board.
On the side of the board, on the edge, on the corner, on the rim, whatever. Because the king cannot go on the 9th rank, you know? If not, would never be checkmate. There would be no way to give a checkmate if not. Let's go here. How do we bring the king to the corner? So you don't have to give a check, but you always have to restrict the squares where the king can go. Perfect, like this. And the purpose is this, that now you are creating a box around the king. Basically, the king is restricted because cannot go out of this box. And your goal is to make it this box always smaller until the king gets to one of the critical squares that are the squares on the corner. When you cannot make the box smaller, you bring your king closer.
Okay, so in this case, I would bring it here, so it's defended by the queen.
Perfect. Now I move the king away. And now can you make the box a bit smaller?
I can make the box a bit smaller if I always like a knight. So if I bring it here.
Exactly. In there.
Oh, that's a good way of thinking. Okay, always like a knight. So here.
And I can now show you one thing. You see how the king moved? The king moved there. What are you doing with the queen?
I am also
the same
moving
movement.
it here.
Look at this. The king moved like this. You make the same movement that the king did. If the king goes there, can you make this box smaller? Yes.
This.
You just repeat the same exact movement.
Okay.
Until the king gets to the edge of the board.
Watch this, Lise. You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half. And now.
So this is the only
stalemate.
thing that we have to avoid. That's why as soon as the king reach a corner squares, we have to be careful not to remove all the squares, because if not, it's stalemate. Basically, once you have a queen and a king, you never give a check. You just give the check when it's checkmate. If not, you just have to restrict the king, to block it. And every time the king gets to a corner, you just have to block that the king can get just on the corner file. So you have to place the queen either here in order so that the king cannot go up, or here so that the king cannot go to the right. Now, Julia, you checkmate me.
I'm not coming over there.
Okay, but you are, if not, now my king can go out.
Oh, true.
That's all right. No, let's not come back. You can still do it.
I want to bring the king closer.
Yes.
Already?
Yes.
Already?
That's all right.
Okay.
You will need it later, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, now you went there. I'm not making a stealth move, but I'm coming closer, so I'm closing you there.
You are not
the wolf.
stalemating, but you're closing my king. Where can the king move right now? Can go up and down, basically. Up, up, up.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. I will do this.
And I'll bring my king closer. I will bring my king again closer. And then I'll I forgot. You could go back.
It's alright. It's alright because usually, you know, you want to
Because I
bring
was-
the king that can be there.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is where
It
you
has
want
to be
bring
in front.
This was the wrong side in a way.
This will be here.
Mm-hmm.
And then okay, if I bring the queen here, he will only go here, cannot go anywhere else.
Okay.
Then I bring the king closer. It's stealth.
It's what?
It's the king cannot move anymore.
Oh, Julia, this will be your nightmare tonight.
Yes, yes, it will.
It's
Yes, it
stalemate.
definitely will.
Okay, so Julia, the suggestion is once you get to this position, just bring the king in a position where you can just kiss the king in front.
Oh, so I move after the queen.
So
I
don't-
move the queen.
Exactly, later. So bring the king in a way that you are protecting the queen.
Okay, so if I do this,
It's checkmate.
oh right, finally.
Perfect. That's how you do it.
Okay.